It was to be like any other day until this breaking news. The Federal Ministry of Health confirms the first case of COVID-19 in Lagos, Nigeria. Date 27th February 2020. Right after the breaking news, things began to happen in quick succession, including the setting up of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 by President Muhammadu Buhari to travel bans and lockdowns, which had far-reaching impact on everyone, especially on women whose sources of income were disrupted, resulting in untold hardship. There was also a significant rise in sexual and gender-based violence nationwide, with women and girls being the most affected. In this short feature, the United Nations Women Office in Nigeria spotlights the important leadership roles and inspirational efforts of Nigerian women in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
We had a close shave with COVID, my organization, through the shelter in April, when in responding to cases of sexual and gender-based violence, a young girl who was being sexually abused, we took her into the shelter. She did the COVID test the day she was coming into the shelter. The other option we had would have been to say, stay on in that abusive place until you get the result. 5 days into being there, the result came out, she was positive. Immediately we had to find a way and put her in one of the rooms, isolate her, subject my staff to test, and then fumigate the place. What we did, reach out to our friends, our colleagues, and some of our partners, some of our ambassadors, and within 1 week, we were able to raise 2.4 million, and we were able to give COVID palliative of 20,000 to about 184 women.
When this COVID-19 struck and all schools had to be closed down, my school was not exempt from that. And naturally, I thought that, after 1 month, schools will be open, we'll go back to, normal. But sadly, 1 month passed, 2 months passed, nothing was forthcoming. We're still at home, my kids were not learning. The leadership role that I took at the crux of the pandemic was to find a way for my kids to continue learning. What I decided to do was, I was going to go online, I was going to curate educational resources, curate educational videos, and I'll share them to my kids. I know how low income my community was, but I still just expected that they will have like just one digital device in their home, and then I'll be able to put those videos, those resources on them. But over 80% of the kids in my classroom did not have a single digital device in their home. So what I did, I raised funds, I raised almost ₦1 million, and I got tablets for all the pupils in my classroom. I put all those videos I made, I put games, workbooks, movies, and I was able to distribute it to my class kids for free, and so learning was able to continue for them.
We had to attend to suspected COVID cases before we were able to transfer them to the isolation center. I would say for most healthcare workers, and we have to salute healthcare workers in Nigeria who in the beginning had to work with very little at a time when even diagnosis for COVID wasn't readily available, personal protection wasn't readily available, but you still had healthcare workers on the front lines putting their lives at risk. I work with women mostly through my community development work as part of the Global Shapers community, and have been fortunate to enroll a couple of them in fashion entrepreneurship programs and provided them with sewing machines and materials that they have used to start up a couple of businesses.
During the lockdown, I put a call across Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, then Pauline Talent, on how government can reach out to persons with disabilities with healthcare services and palliatives. They put the issues of women with disabilities at the forefront by providing palliatives in the 6 area councils in Abuja. I was able to initiate the setting up of committee in the FCT on distribution of palliatives.
Information is so important, and with COVID-19 we found that we were at a war with misinformation. I had to do a lot of fact checking for people. So my show has 674,000 listeners. What I had to do every day since Nigeria's first case in February was teach the people what this thing is, what it is not, what's causing it, what's not causing it, how it affected both men and women. Because COVID-19, it's an equal opportunity offender.
Avoid unnecessary gatherings, wash hands frequently, put up some distance between yourself and the next person.
COVID-19 is not a hoax. COVID-19 is real, and if a vaccine comes, it's not the mark of the beast. Please take the vaccine.
COVID is not gone. Please continue to protect yourself, continue to protect your family. If we protect ourselves, then we are better placed to help to protect our families.
As we're going to make adjustments in this COVID-19 era, we need to continue showing up and doing our part. We cannot let ourselves get discouraged. We cannot let ourselves fail. We continue to speak up and do our part. And that is the only way that we can provide a future for the coming generation.